Hey guys, it's me Chris here, and today I want to talk about a smartphone under $299 or around £170 to £180. Now this phone really does pretty much have the same specifications as some of the new flagship phones such as the HTC One M8, the Samsung Galaxy S5 and a few other of the new smartphones. So without further ado, let's get started. Now the name of this new smartphone is the OnePlus One. Now this is but a new Chinese manufacturer, and I'm going to jump to the price straight away. Now like I said, this is around $299 to around £180. Now basically this is by a Chinese manufacturer, and generally things that are made in China are a lot cheaper to be made and manufactured. So that probably is one of the big reasons in which why this is a lot cheaper than other flagship phones. Now the phone itself is really quite spectacular. It does have a 2.5 GHz Snapdragon 801 CPU, which is quite powerful and really does step up to the game of the big boys such as the Samsung Galaxy S5 and the HTC One M8. It also features 3 GB of DDR3 RAM, which is in fact quite a lot of RAM, and the phone itself does boot up relatively fast, and I'll go into that later in the video in more detail, but the boot up times are absolutely incredible. There was a comparison between the Google Nexus 5 and this phone here, and you can actually turn this phone on, off and on, and it would boot up pretty much around the same time as the Google Nexus 5. So yeah, with around 3 GB of RAM, you haven't got to worry about multitasking. That's covered completely. Now, something that might be good for some people and not so good for others is that it features a 5.5-inch full HD display. Now I'm not talking about the side of the resolution, I'm talking about its size. Now some people prefer a smaller size, smaller form factor devices, and some people prefer larger form factor devices. Me personally, I like it just in the middle, something around the 5 to maybe probably 5.5 inch as big as I'd go really, but for other people, like I said, is maybe even as low as 4 to 3 inches screen. Maybe 4, maybe 3 is a little bit too low. Okay, so it features a 3100 mAh battery, which is pretty good from videos I've seen from other people who have actually seen this phone so far. And one thing I would like to point out now is that it runs Cyanogenmod, and this is an OS that's custom firmware. Now the Cyanogenmod itself is available for pretty much any device out there now, and you basically can change your OS to Cyanogenmod, and this will allow you to have a lot more customizability with your device. You can even change where the home button is. You can literally change so much on the device itself, and it just gives you so much more customizability, like I was saying, to your needs, what you prefer and what your liking really is. Now I haven't actually used this OS before, but people say it's absolutely incredible. Like I said, the boot up times with this OS is really quite spectacular. It really does look like a good way forward. It also features a 13 megapixel camera with an aperture of 2, so it's quite a good camera in fact that you get with this flagship phone. Now if you're into your super fast internet speeds and all that kind of stuff, it also does feature 4G LTE, which is kind of something that you would expect, to be honest, with all these new phones, but like I said, it's at this really low price bracket. That's nice for them to include. Now jumping back in the camera section, this does record in 4K. Now this is something I've really wanted to try out for myself for a really long time. Now 4K is a new resolution that is basically 4 times 1080p. So what you're watching me in is 1080p. So technically, if I was to have my phone or the OnePlus One, which I might be purchasing, on this tripod, you would watch me in 4 times the resolution you're watching me at right now. Now this, for some people such as me, would be an absolute great way to go. It would allow me to record in 4K, like I said before, and it would be great if you're a vlogger. It's also going to be magnificent in that area. One thing I'm not too sure about is image stabilization. I'll just have to check on that in just a second. But it does look overall like a really good camera. Okay, so as far as the actual form factor of the device goes, it comes in at 4.9 millimeters in thickness. So it's a relatively thin device, and you know, it's pretty much the same as the other phones. I'm going to keep on going about this because, to be honest, by the looks of it, you could say they're overcharging us, Samsung, Apple, and all the other brands and companies, but at the same time, like I said, it is manufactured in China. You've got to understand that. But at the end of the day, you're always going to want to pay as low as possible for as much as possible. So far I'm really intrigued into this device. Now, the phone itself, when it's released properly out to all the consumers, such as me, they will basically allow you to have a custom design of the phone. So you can basically have a wooden back, you can have a polycarbonate design. Actually, I want to talk about this. The phone itself, I believe, features a metal chassis around the sides, but on the back is a polycarbonate feel, such as the Nexus line. I think it's something similar like that, like a peperated back, I believe, something like that. And it's quite nice, people say. You know, it feels nice in the hand, it's got a nice soft textured feel to it. But when it is released properly, they're allowed to allow you to have the back in different colours. I believe you can also have it in wood, like I was saying, and a lot of other materials as well. Okay, so tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you did enjoy this video, once again, give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. If you're into tech content, this is the place to be. Go ahead and click subscribe. That's really appreciated if you do that. And yeah, so it's really nice to see a few more newer companies coming into the mobile department and area, and just to see a few new faces out there. And I really do want to go ahead and test out this phone, so hopefully I might be getting this very shortly, in fact, because not too long I'm actually looking to upgrade my Samsung Galaxy S3, how can I 5? The 5's down there. Yeah, Samsung Galaxy S3, which is my everyday phone, and it really is getting quite old now, so it does need to be upgraded. So yeah, hopefully I'll see all you guys in the next video. Maybe if you stick around, there'll be a review up soon of that device, and yeah, so I'll see you guys next time.